Can you understand this story? Stay until the end to test yourself. Sarah walked past the old house every day on her way to work. The house had been empty for 5 years. Nobody knew who owned it anymore. The garden was wild and the windows were dirty. One morning, Sarah noticed something different. There was a light in one of the upstairs windows. Sarah stopped and looked at it for a moment. Strange, she thought. She was late for work, so she continued walking. That evening, Sarah walked home the same way. The light was still on. Now she could see a shadow moving behind the curtain. Someone was living in the empty house. Sarah told her neighbor about it the next day. "You should not go near that house," the neighbor said. "Why not?" Sarah asked. "People say strange things happen there at night." Sarah did not believe in ghosts. She decided to find out who was living there. The next Saturday, she walked to the old house. The front gate was old and rusty. Sarah pushed it open and walked into the garden. The grass was very tall. She walked to the front door. She knocked 3 times. Nobody answered. She tried the door handle. The door was not locked. Sarah slowly opened the door and stepped inside. The house was dark and dusty. Old furniture was covered with white sheets. She heard a sound coming from upstairs. It sounded like music. Sarah walked up the old stairs. The wood creaked under her feet. The music was getting louder. She found a door at the end of the hallway. Light was coming from under the door. Sarah took a deep breath and knocked. "Come in," said a soft voice. Sarah opened the door. Inside, she saw an old woman sitting in a chair. The woman was listening to a small radio. "Hello," Sarah said. "I saw the light in the window and wanted to check if everything was okay." The old woman smiled. "That is very kind of you," she said. "My name is Martha. I used to live here many years ago." "Why did you come back?" Sarah asked. "I had to leave this house when I was young," Martha explained. "My family moved to another country. But I always dreamed of coming back." Sarah sat down on a small chair near Martha. "Tell me about your memories of this house," Sarah said. Martha's eyes became bright with happiness. "I remember playing in the garden with my sister," she said. "We had a big apple tree. We used to climb it every summer." Sarah looked out the window at the overgrown garden. She could see an old apple tree in the corner. "Is that the tree?" she asked. Martha nodded slowly. "Yes, it is still there after all these years." Sarah visited Martha every Saturday after that. She brought tea and cake. Martha told her stories about the old days. The neighbors stopped talking about ghosts. They understood that the house was not empty anymore. It was full of memories and friendship. Learn with LingoStories.app.